Good evening everyone, Ads here from Unity Trading Group. Welcome to your Wednesday update. Before we begin this evening, hit that like button, give us a subscribe if you can, and of course tick the bell to stay updated on all of our content that we've got coming around soon. We stream not only on YouTube, but we stream on TradingView as well quite regularly now, and you can find all those links down below in the description to stay updated on where we're at. We aim to stream 5 days a week, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on TradingView. So make sure you're a part of both those communities that we have here at UTG. But without further ado, Bitcoin, where have we been? Where are we going? We've been discussing this on TradingView for the last couple of days. And of course, we've been moving towards this level of demand down here, which is a higher quality level of demand. And I really have mentioned this week that we could see some sort of upside movement off this level. And 30,000 was that area that I'd be looking towards. It's not over yet. If I'm to say so myself, there's still some bits and pieces that really need to be, there's still bits and pieces that need to be done before we're calling any sort of reversal here. But it's good to see that we have looked at, or we have been respected on this level of demand so far. We were, looking around that $30,000 mark for a real sort of retest, or even some sort of reaction off that point to really gauge if we were going to head down to into the 20s, or move forward or move back up above this level of demand. And we are seeing the fruition of that now. But it comes down to what happens next. And what I mean by that is we've got a pretty convincing downtrend, and you can see the validity of that downtrend. If I put the line chart on there, you can see how I've drawn that downtrend in. So if you want to get more clarity on how you draw your trend lines in, there you go. There's a quick tip for you. But when it comes down to our levels now, we really need to be breaking through this downtrend and towards our levels at the top here, our extremities of the market. Of course, we do have a few pivot points to look at in the immediate term on the lower time frame scale of things. When we're talking about lower time frame, I'm really referring to something like that, where if you zoom into the 1 hour time frame, you can see where I've pulled that from, and you can see the one at the top here as well is relevant to here. Of course, got a retest, and here. All right, so there's a few levels on a smaller time frame that we're considering, because this is moving slower and with less volume. But if I'm looking at the 4 hour time frame, it lines up quite nicely as we've been describing it on TradingView, of course, as we've been doing our updates above the 50 now, and we were quite oversold in terms of steamroller as well when it comes down to some of these oscillators that we've been following on the 4 hour time frame. And it comes down to the daily as well, where this was a daily level. And of course, we were quite concerned about this movement throughout that zone, but it looks okay for now, but it's still early days. And what I mean by that is we can still fail with this trend line and move down towards our lower extremities in the 20,000s. But it's a little bit early, too early to tell. We've had that reaction now on a smaller time frame in terms of the 4 hour. So we need to see how this plays out. And if that does move through this downtrend, we could probably see it back up at 34K. But we will wait for some confirmation on that. Full transparency, however, I've been accumulating some BTC, DCAing my positions. As if you've been following us for quite some time, you know the strategy that I employ personally. But I've been accumulating some BTC at the lower extremities of the market using the levels of demand for that guidance. So looking forward to that. Moving on, Ethereum, USD, and a little bit better in terms of price action. I'll explain why. So we've got this level of demand, which we haven't spoken about before, admittedly, that's been retested 3 times now. And if I scroll over to the left-hand side, you'll see where that came from, which is this cluster here. A little bit more context into this. If I scroll out to the daily time frame, you can see immediately get rid of that. You can see immediately that pivot point, or that pause in the market, excuse me, a little bit more clearly there, and that was retested twice so far to the left hand side of our current price, and again now at around 17.30. Full disclosure, I didn't trade this. I didn't see it in time. Admittedly, I've been too busy looking at BTC, but using these extremities, even some of the retests to the left, of course, we've got the point where it was created back there. This would have been a decent pickup. And like I said, I didn't trade this personally. But we've got the same sort of scenario that we saw with BTC, bottoming out RSI, and of course bottoming out Steamroller to give us a nice clear indication where that would reverse. And of course we do reside around a demand level at that point. So not a bad pickup for ETH. If we are to see this continue, I would like to see it, head back up to maybe this zone here if we are to see it. But on a lower time frame, you could probably see it head up to around 1950 immediately, and that's $50 away from where we are. I'll take that away, but that's the levels that I'm looking at. Of course, alternative to those levels, you can always draw your fibs, and of course you do have those further validations at that level at 1950, as we just spoke about, resides around that 38.2 level for Ethereum. Now, let's have a look at the DXY before calling it a night. It is nearly 8:30 Melbourne time. Of course, we are running out of time this evening. DXY is a regulated market. This is not financial advice, of course. Just ideas and opinions of us here at UTG. Just education based only, of course. But the DXY has been on a solid run for quite some time, off the back of the declining regulated markets. As we have been seeing across some of the stocks, and of course BTC as well is falling victim to that. So the next levels, of course, or areas of interest in regards to the DXY for me would be around the 93.2 level. I think we've had just shy of a front run, of course, off this level here. So it could be the fact that we don't get there and we start to move down and start to get that relief to the downside from here. However, we are just shy of it, and then we can always get there. So I wouldn't really say that it's not possible, because it certainly is, and we have been rising for quite some time when it comes to the DXY. It is quite a decent run to the upside when it comes down to this Forex market, or this trend in particular. We've been running to the upside since around the 12th of June for about a month now. So it won't surprise me if we do see the remainder of this week play out towards that 93.25 area. When it does come down to this level of supply, before making a decision or giving us that relief. And it's a bit too early to call the top of this move to really draw in the levels of fibs. But if I were to really identify a lower time frame area when it comes down to the demand levels, I'd be looking around the 92.4 area for me, just as it stands for now. But thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm Az from UTG. Of course, we do have all of our links down below in the description. Make sure you follow us over at TradingView as well. I'm going to be starting to stream or to update more often on there. We do get a lot of engagement. Of course, that community on TradingView is more specialized. It is more focused on trading, of course. So it's not surprising that we do get a little bit more engagement than we do here at YouTube, but we're not giving up on YouTube, of course. There's still a very loyal audience, or a very, very loyal, I can't say customer base, but very loyal audience over here at YouTube. So we won't be ditching anything anytime soon. But just be a part of the community. Of course, you can be joining the Discord as well. There is constant conversation in there. Thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm Az from UTG. I'm only a tag away in the Discord if you want to reach me. But until the next time, make sure you join us on the other platforms, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.